Yes. Yes. It's made it. We
Good
made
afternoon,
it.
ma'am.
Sir.
My God.
Compliments of the season.
I wish you the same. I wish you the same, my dear sister.
How are you doing today?
I'm so awesome. I'm so sharp, energetic, fantastically doing so well.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
How are you
I
doing
love this
too?
energy. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I give thanks to God.
Thank you
I
for
love
having
this
me.
energy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir, for accepting our invite. We can't wait to hear all the juice that you're going to be giving us today.
Oh my God. I can't wait too. Awesome.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And today we have a special guest in our midst. His name is Coach Wale. Before I read his bio, I just want to remind you of where you are. This is the Billionaire Teacher Show, and the series that is currently going on is my story, my journey, where teachers come to share their journey and their stories in the education space, so as to encourage others and give it as a platform for people to learn on how to tread while they go on in this education journey. So thank you for joining. Without further ado, let me quickly read the bio of our coach today. Then we'll get gisted. All right. So Wale Adejuyipe. Did I get it to? Did I spell it? Oh wow, I'm nice. Wale Adejuyipe is the team lead of Connectium Education. He is an educational consultant with precisely 11 years working with different schools on the area of staff management, population increase, quality assurance, debt management, and parent management. His progress in these areas has taken him to many schools across the country. He manages the teaching operations of over 80 schools, and he has increased the population of many schools. With his first degree at Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife, he has a PhD at Olabisi Onabanjo University and master's degree in educational psychology from University of Lagos. Wale is GPH House certified under Society for Human Resource Management (SHRM) in America. Wale is a child psychologist and family life practitioner with unique insight into how emotions and thoughts drive family life. Wale works as a child psychotherapist in 8 schools and 2 SEND schools. His ability to transform students with academic underachievement has been commended and recommended by many schools and parents. Wale is a specialist in child anxiety treatment, childhood trauma, and adverse experience turnaround interventions. He works with different schools across the country and has helped so many schools in rebranding and transformation. He functions as a counselor for 3 different churches, and he conducts several singles and couples forums for these churches. Only you. Only you. Hey. Wale speaks regularly at Parent Teachers Association meetings for different schools across the country. His approach into parenting makes him a sought after by schools in educating parents and even convincing parents to cooperate with the school. Wale is often referred to as Coach Wale for his coaching approach on transforming individuals, families, organizations, churches, fellowships, and schools. He runs High Impact Life and Leadership, HILL, HILL, a leadership and life development platform for community, campuses, and secondary school students. This made him mentor over 600 children and youths, and the number is still counting. He runs several online platforms where he coaches individuals, sales professionals, proprietors, administrators, and HR professionals on a daily basis. He is married to Temitayo Adedrigbe. Our Instagram handle is at TAS Clothiers, who is a fashion entrepreneur, and God has blessed their union with Charis and Daniel. Wow! Let's put our hands together. Let's give him a flowers. Let's give him a flowers.
Thank you for having that long read.
Only you, all these things.
No, be me.
Churches, organizations, this was now everywhere. Please, God so for us now. God so for us. Which one is it? Way now, just way.
Wow. Thank you.
Nice to have you.
It's a pleasure.
So please, just tell us, how did the journey start for you? How did the journey start?
How did it start? Okay. Thank you for having me here. I'm so grateful. So how did the journey start? Somewhere around my 200 level when I was in university, I studied soil science from Faculty of Agriculture at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ilefe. And 200 level, I just discovered that I'm not cut out for agriculture. I don't know. Maybe I can have business in it later. But that led me to start putting my attention into management courses. I tried ICANN, but numbers get at me. So, so that was what led me to management. I started doing HR. I think I did the first 2 levels of CIPM, even while I was on campus. And fortunately for me, GPHR was offered to final year students and fresh graduates that year. That was 2009. So I wrote GPHR and then I passed. 16 of us wrote it and then 2 of us passed. I passed. Of course, GPHR is a prestigious certification right now, global professional in human resources. And so that gave me edge, because by the time I graduated, I had jobs. I had jobs to deal with. So I worked in a consulting firm. I started working in a consulting firm. And then until a school in Delta State contacted the consulting firm. And then I was working in the learning and development unit of that firm. And so my superior and myself, my supervisor and myself, were the one that went to the school as a consultant. So when I got to the school, I saw how big the school was, and I saw how small the problem they were putting to our table. The school, as big as they were still talking about teachers' lateness. They were talking about teachers keeping malice. So, and then we were there to run our team incubation training, 2 days. We spent 2 days in Warri to do that training. So when we were coming back to Lagos, I started talking to my supervisor. I said, sir, if this school can have this problem, there are so many schools in Lagos. And then my superior quickly reminded me that the company at that time cannot come up with a product all by itself. They take directly from the head company in South Africa. To cut the long story short, 3 months after, because it's like an encounter, you don't survive from some encounters. 3 months later, I resigned. I dropped my resignation letter. Before that time, GlaxoSmithKline came to poach my supervisor, and then he told me to follow him to GSK. a week before I resigned. He didn't know that I'm already nursing education. So he said, GlaxoSmithKline is offering this amount of money. If you follow me, if I go, you are going to stay for 1 month in this company, and then I will call for you. I can promise you that this is so it got me it made me become so God, a lifetime. This is lifetime opportunity. What is going on? But to cut the long story short, I resigned to go for my PGDE. But while I went for my PGDE, I had to do something. I had to work because I understood that I needed qualification and I needed experience to function in education. There is a need for the place of qualification, but experience is also very important. At that time, I didn't know what I'm going to be doing. I just knew that I'm going to need those two things. So while I was in PGDE, then I opted in to work with the school, just to be there to do things for them. And then I worked there for a while, and then I became the school administrator. So when I became the school administrator, everything about the school was technically speaking on my table. I was the one doing everything. I was the one, coordinating, giving this, putting this in place. I was the one doing everything. And then in 8 months, the population of the school grew from 84 to 256 in 8 months. So there was a day that some colleagues of my proprietor had to come up, and then they just said, how did you move? We were in this thing together. How come you suddenly jumped like that? And then they had to tell them that there is one boy that I don't even know how he's doing it, but let me call him for you. So any question you have, you will sit him down and then bombard him with the question. So I was called upon, and then by the time I got to my boss office, I met 6 other proprietors. And then they started asking me questions. So you do this, we heard that you do this, how do you get it done? And I started answering the questions. And then at the point, I noticed that one looked confused. So I just said, ma'am, can I come to your school to do what I'm saying? The minute I said that, every other person in the room just said, what of my old school? What of my school? What of my school? So my proprietor just told me, they said, okay, so what I want you to do now is that come to this school on Tuesday. I'm going to give you 3 hours daily to leave the school. On Monday, go to this person's school. On Wednesday, go to this person's school. So my proprietor just spread me like that, like sliced bread. You take sliced bread and then you just distribute it. And that was how my proprietor just turned me to sliced bread. And that was how consulting started for me, because I now had to move from one school to another school. So I was going from there, I was just going like that. And at some point, and I was doing it well as an administrator. So that was how I started consulting in administration. And at some point, I started getting opposition because the number was growing. The number of schools that I had to work with started growing. Oh, we have this guy. He was the one that collected our school fees. I had 4 million outside, and the guy collected it, and then the money I have outside now is 7,000 naira. So I was having those success stories. I was. Until parents started talking to me, and parent tells me, please, you people are just collecting money. Look at this boy. He joined the school in nursery 2, now he's in primary 4. The handwriting is still the same. This one is having problem with mathematics. And then somebody comes around and starts asking us for money. I'm not seeing the value. So, and when parent tells me that, all the strategies that I put in place will just go down. Because really, we charge for the value that we are given. And so when it was time for me to go for my master's, I made up my mind. I want to know how students perform. If academic performance is so important to administrative ability, I need to sincerely balance it. So I didn't leave my, administrative knowledge, but I acquired academic knowledge to it. And you know what? It opened me to a whole world of, in fact, that was how everything started for me. So when I did my master's and then I came back, in fact, I launched fully into academics. So I find myself teaching. I find myself teaching teachers, working on children. So while I was studying at educational psychology, of course, the name initially was guidance and counseling. So, but while I was doing that, I also stumbled on child psychology, and then I said, yes, this is the one that I'm looking for, because everything works around foundation. There are three things basically that helps a child at any level, at the foundational level, at the foundational ground. Experience of the child is very, very important. The quality of expression that the child receives when he's small matters a lot. So the experience talks about what the child feels. If you have a child that feels good around you, the child is going to grow and develop emotional skill, build social skill, build cognitive ability. If you have a child that the expression is intact, in my teachers training, I tell teachers, no child perform by teaching. Children don't learn what you teach them. Children learn your expression. It's very, it's just amazing. So when I told myself, I said, no. There is something about this that I need to understand. I need to understand the foundation. If you have a faulty building, that the foundation is wrong, no matter how it is, you will have to bring the entire building down. So I decided to I decided to go systemic with academic performance. So I made up my mind. I said, no, I want to go to the root cause. I want to go. And most times the root cause is always the development, or what we call the brain architecture of a child. You see, what I can do right now is a function of certain things that I was exposed to growing up. And so if I'm deprived and I lack some of those things, it is practically impossible for me to do certain things again. I just live normal. I just say, oh, I'm not cut out for this. I'm not cut out for this. Do you know how many artists that are doctors now? Do you know how many people that will have been fantastic doctors that just say, what I want to do now, I just want to be a fashion designer? They will have been fantastic, but you know, there is a missing point at some point. So I went into child psychology. When I got into the world of child psychology and I started working with children, I said, no. If I'm going to help these children, I need to talk to the parents, because in my class, they taught us the triangle of a child. The triangle of a child's mind is in the fact that there are three forces that are working on the mind of a child: the environment, the parents, and the school. And these three forces are continuous. There is nothing you can do. You cannot take one out. The three are actively working. The environment has the greatest influence. The environment that the parent creates, the environment that the school creates, the environment that other people create for the child. Then parents, very important force. They are not factors, they are forces. They are forces because a child is in the middle. So something is pulling the child. So when you have a dysfunctional child, check it very well. Something was wrong with one or two of those forces. The three of them were supposed to be pulling the child so that the child can attain balance. But when one is pulling better than the others, the child leans and falls on that part, on the other one. So that led me to start talking to parents, to start talking to schools. I can't talk to environments. The only thing I can do is just to make sure that the environment does not need anything. The environment don't need to be talked to. The environment is environment. So the only thing is that we need to strengthen the parents and the schools to be able to exert the kind of force that the environment is putting. You see, when you look at the kind of content that the environment is giving to children now, you just wonder what is the sin of this generation. Who did we offend? Because when you see a 3-year-old that the textbook is talking about masturbation, you just wonder and say, and he's talking about it with pictures. So to tell you that the environment is doing its own, what needs to happen now is that we need to strengthen the force of parents and the force of school, so much that when they exert equal and opposite force, the child will attain balance. And that is the way, that is just how I started working. I hope I've not turned this to him. I hope I've not turned this to a lecture.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like this is just the beginning. You're just scratching the surface.
So I started as an administrator, and then from administration, I saw that there's need for academic performance. So I delved into academic performance. I started working on children. And then when I saw that, oh, no, it's not just children alone. We need to work on the parents also. We need to really work on the parents. Then I delved into that also. And then, everything was just falling on itself. But in a way, if I can put it together, I'm just someone that responds to the need of the people around me, or to the need that I notice around me. And then I develop my competence around that. And that is how I've been moving.
Wow. Please carry us along. We are tying our rope to your train.
Oh my God.
Carry us along. Wow. Awesome. This scratching of the surface was very, very deep. And that's the whole essence of this. Oh, Oracle, thank you very much. You're welcome. So that's the whole essence of this, so that we learn from other people's experiences.
Yes.
It helps shorten our struggle in our own journey, and it also helps us know the things we should do and the things we shouldn't do.
Absolutely.
You mentioned something about doing CIPM, I think.
Yes.
Then going into learning and development.
Yes.
As well. So you've missed, so don't worry, you'll catch up with the replay on YouTube when I upload it on YouTube. You've missed her. So you can imagine that you have this foundation where you this already, because I've always had interest in learning and development, but I just didn't finish my CIPM. I just stopped. I didn't finish it. I just stopped. But saying it now has already inspired me again that, okay, you can go back and finish it and do it again. Definitely. Do you understand that kind of thing?
Yes.
Because learning and development is very, very, a lot of people look at it from just the HR point of view. But it's not just HR.
Yes.
Because you mentioned how from doing that, you went to consult for a school.
Yes.
And that was how your interest in working with schools.
That's it.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So you can imagine that kind of thing. Wow. This scratching of the surface was very, very deep. So quickly, in your experience, like you've taken us through the journey.
Yes.
Can you describe these experiences? How has it been for you? Like, did you at any point regret one of the steps you took, or feel that, oh, you should have done this better, or you could have taken another step or something? Can you tell us?
Oh, fantastic. Okay. The experience has been very fulfilling for me. And the reason is because there's nothing I'm doing today that came as a result of desire. There is nothing. I must be very sincere with you. I didn't want. Honestly, let me share a very personal story with you. Let me share one of my stories with you. So before I started training teachers, I was running, you know, I did a lot in HR. I did a lot. I'm telling you, I don't think there is anybody in HR department of Chevron that have not had a one-on-one coaching with. I don't think there is any. Yes, in 2013, 2014, my weekend was back to back. I was running training in Charm City in Lagos. I've trained Globacom staff. I've trained Sahara Energy staff. I've trained CIPM staff. I trained Chevron staff, you know. And to me, and I know how much then, you know, then my 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday as HR consultant and trainer was going into something in the range of 140,000 naira. And all these things had to stop when I now decide to sit in education. I'm serious, because I stopped everything. Technically speaking, I stopped everything, and then I faced education. And then the first school that gave me platform to come and train the teachers for 2 days said they're going to pay me 4,000 naira for 2 days training. I'm telling you, I told the proprietress, God forbid. You know, the way I said it, God forbid, the woman looked at me as if I'm arrogant. I said, 2 days training, 4,000. No, God forbid. So I left. But before getting to the gate, I turned back. I said, but you are asking to give you for free. Why will you say God forbid? Because the woman wants to pay you for 4,000. So I turned back. I went back to the woman, you know, reluctantly. I said I will do it. So it was not something that I stumbled on as a result of desire. It was not something that I stumbled on because I was looking for money. If I was looking for money, I'm telling you the truth, my foundation was massive. I'm serious, it was massive. The major thing that determined everything that I'm doing currently is the need that I saw with possibly the way the schools were being managed, the way the children were being taught, and the way the parents, the way they were handling the children. And you know, because it is a need, and you know, that need is so huge. The need is so huge. And that is one of the advice I give to people. If you want to live a fulfilled life, don't choose career based on what is trending. Don't choose career based on what is profitable. Choose a career that there is need in it. Choose a career based on need. Don't develop competence because of what you see and observed in other people. Develop your competence based on the need that you have identified. In a short time, you will become a sought after. That's what, because the truth of the matter is that people don't buy career. People don't buy product. People buy problem. People buy solution. People buy people. That's what people. So what I did was, once I identify a need area in education, I was first, you know, I was bent on it. I am going into education. And once I see a need in education, so let me give you another example. I'm doing my first training, public training. I'm doing my first training on support staff next year. The drivers of the school, the cleaners, the kitchen staff. I'm doing the first training. I've never done the training on that before. And why? I had a proprietor who called me into her office and told me how she bought the school bus for 7 million naira. And after 3 months of buying that bus, the bus was with a mechanic due to the negligence of the driver. So that taught me something. There's a need in that space. If you can buy a bus for 7 million, I think you should have a driver that is well trained. And the head is correct. Permit me. You know? So, you know what? Since that time, my competency area, my learning, a lot of things that I've done between July, because the woman called me in July. Between July and now, the kind of books I started reading about facility management. I started reading about resource management. I started learning about ownership attitude, ownership mentality. How do I coach these people to be able? So the next competence I'm going to build now, I don't know yet. It is the need of people that determines that competence. I don't know yet what I'm going to build now. So I don't regret taking the steps. That's number one. I have never, the way it works for me is the fact that once I see a need, the need may not be pronounced. It may come as a seed. In other words, it may not really give me what is very huge for now. However, I think I should call myself the guy that loves problem and I want to solve it. So because of that, I do everything in my capacity to develop my competence, because when you also see the need, you need competence to be able to meet the need. Identifying need is not the only thing. I believe that between a problem and the solution is competence. Competence is not skill. Competence is not skill. Skill is what you acquire to be able to do certain things. Competence is what you develop to meet a need or a problem. So there's a difference between a doctor that went to medical school and the one that did not just go to medical school. Medical school will impart skill in you. But when the doctor identifies a specialized area and now develop his competence to be able to suit that area, maybe identify, in pediatrics, or, studied gynecologist. So that's the way it works. So you develop competence based on the identified need that you have. And so I'm just the person that I'm full of surprises, because you can see me tomorrow and say, Coach Wale, you have come up with another thing. It's not me, it's the need that I identified. So the journey has been a very sweet one for me. If you ask me, I've had my fair share. I've had time that people don't pay me. I've had time when I didn't have money. Oh yes, I've had plenty times, However, because my attention was not in some of those things matters. Yes. In fact, I charge now. I charge. Hey. See, millionaire teacher, if you see me in a school now, it's an investment. The school has invested with tears. If I show up in any school, if you just see me in a school, I promise you that school has invested a lot. Oh yes. It was not like that when I started. Why? Because people pay for your solution, but more importantly, people pay for your reputation. That's very important. People pay for solution, but what they pay for solution is not always much, except it's a recommended solution. That's very important. If someone recommends you, the person has broken the barrier of price and pricing. But if you were the one that walked into a school, you will see that. That was why a school told me that she's going to pay me 4,000. However, when I built my reputation, it was now easy for them to say, it's Coach Wale that you want to bring. Do you want to go and break bank? I said, it's not like that, nah. But you know what I'm trying to say? Your competence should be developed based on the need that you have observed. Very important. So I'm so happy that I'm in this, and in fact, I'm so I'm telling you.
Wow. Coach Wale, hey, this table, eh? Sorry, before we continue, someone asked a question that for CIPM, can someone continue from where one stopped? That she also didn't finish.
I think if you have your results, if you can provide the statement of your results and show that yes, you have passed through, you will pay a few exceptions. You will pay for exceptions, and then you can go to the next stage. But I think you should have your statement of results with you. Possibly maybe their portal or something. But I'm so sure that you can continue if you can provide a proof of where you stopped. Yes, I'm sure of that.
All right. So early start consult, your question has been attended to. All right, Coach Wale. See, this thing you said about problem, finding solution to problem and all that. Yeah, making it sound like it's just a sliced bread that you just pick up and eat like that. Because sometimes we identify some problems and then we come up with solutions. You also mentioned that, okay, yes, you may have the solution to the problem, but people won't really want to pay you until maybe you have a reputation, right? That is at stake. So now you need to build that reputation. Now tell us, how do you survive building the reputation? Or how do you build the reputation to the point that your solution now becomes acceptable? Like you are no longer begging to solve this problem. They are now calling you to come and solve this problem.
Thank you.
People would hear that.
Fantastic. Thank you. I like that question. I like that question. I believe you need three things. If you want to build reputation, you need three things, basically. And you have to be the first thing before the three things, please let me say this. You have to employ intensity. I use the word employ. You have to employ intensity when building reputation. Why? Because you want people to see that you have done a lot in a shorter time. Oh yes, that's very important. So intensity, you have to. I have published 14 books. Not written, I've published. I have done over 24 audiobooks. Yes, 24 audiobooks talking about school management.
This part was not in your bio.
No, you can't see that. You cannot. No, it's not there. I'm just trying to tell you the power of intensity. You have to be intense. Why? Because you want to build reputation, something you want to put your name in the mouth of people in the next 1 year. Let me say you have 1 year. That is the maximum time that you need to be able to kickstart your reputation building. So if you are going to do that, that means you have to put a lot of load in your bag before doing the three things that I want to talk about. So the first one is that you have to be very sure of your expertise, the area of expertise. Expertise is very, very important. So to call myself a school management consultant, I would have said, oh, I'm a school administrator or I'm into school administration. But I understand that I want to put all these things together and I want people to understand. I want it to be something that they can relate with. So I carved that niche for myself as a school management consultant and coach. If it is about management of school, you will find me. Now, the question is, what do I have to do as a school management consultant? That is the place of expertise. That is one. The second thing in building your reputation is your expression. And this one is big. In fact, expertise is 20% of the job. 20% of the job. No matter what you know, no matter the skill that you have acquired, no matter the competence that you have built, where the real work is in your expression. Your expression is the big deal. You cannot joke with your expression. This thing you are doing, ma'am, this is an expression. This is building a reputation for you. You see, your expression starts with your identity, and that's very important. Of all the names you will have called yourself, you chose to call yourself the millionaire teacher. That is an expression. To tell you, so, okay, when you are looking for people that are collecting 20,000, no, don't come and meet me. If you are not, This one is I'm in the league of millionaires that are teachers. That's expression. And do you know the big deal about this thing is that your name will always precede you in any form, anything. Show me somebody that have reputation for something on earth today. I will tell you that the first thing that people know about them is their name. It's not even what they do. I don't know how it happens. I don't know what the principle, but your name is so strong. It's so strong. I mean, I don't get attention like I get it now until I started calling myself Coach Wale. Nobody gave me Coach Wale. I'm the one that gave myself. I sat down in my room and I said to myself, from today henceforth, my name is Coach Wale. And you know what? Everywhere that I go, oh, Coach Wale, so good to see you. Coach Wale, I said, see this power. This is what we are talking about. The first thing that starts your expression is your identity. You must never joke with it. Sit down and come up with a name that leaves an impact when you are gone or before you arrive. That is the power of name. Then the second part of expression is now your communication. It is your communication. Communication. How many people are you talking to? What are you saying to them? Oh, yes. What are you saying to them? That's very, very important. Some people have good name, but their message is faulty. The message is faulty. Some people have good name, they have good message, but their movement is bad. They only speak to one school for a whole term. How? In this age and time. You know, I've written my goal for 2024. I want to have 20,000 school owners in my community. 20,000 by December 2024. I want to have 20,000. That is what we call movement. It means you are not small. You are not thinking the number. You are not thinking small at all. That is what we call expression. You need to go all out wherever they are. Ghana, South Africa, Nigeria, UK, US. As long as you are a proprietor, you are a school owner. I am the predator, you are the prey. It's like, oh, school owners, please, if you are here, do as if you did not hear what I'm saying. I am the lion, you are the goat. Oh my God, I will do anything. I'm serious. I will do anything. It is called movement. I've been to a place today. An association is awarding their elders today, and they called me to be the speaker. And the first thing the chairman told me, he said, Coach Wale, we don't have money. I said, I don't need your money. What? Which money? Which money? I'm coming. The man said, oh my God, you just made my day. I said, you didn't know that you are the one that made my day. You think I was the one that made your day? No, you are the one. The man saw me, I was there. He brought me, he didn't even allow the MC to call my name. He brought me to the high table. I sat beside him. Everybody there was looking. I said, who is this man that just walked in like that? I got in there. They gave me 30 minutes to speak. While I was speaking, one of my staff was going around collecting their phone number and their email address. Ish, that's what I'm here for. I'm telling you, it's more than money to me. Because seated there are the people that will buy my books. They are the schools that will bring me to come and train their teachers. They are the ones that will do my one-on-one coaching. They are the ones that will attend my program. They are the ones that will join my super school community. I have a lot of products, but I need to build that reputation. So your expression is very powerful. You must not stay with your identity alone. Don't call yourself your name alone. The name can be fantastic. If the message is not, you will not have good results. The message can also be fantastic if your movement, the number of people hearing you, must be strong. When you stand and tell people that you have 4,000 school owners, you have 4,000 schools. Now we are talking. So you have to build reputation on the ground of expertise, on the ground of expression. And then the third one that is also very important, because you can express yourself and people are not feeling you. That's the danger. Some people are very good at expression. They move from pillar to post. The only challenge is that they don't deliver good experience. No, you know, I don't know. The thing is choking my body. I'm telling you, it's choking my body. I'm telling you. You see, the way this thing works is that you are an expert. I agree. You are expressing. I know. In fact, you are doing it well. The only challenge is that when you are called, based on your expression, you did not give me a remarkable experience. You did not give me an exciting experience. I always say this: exciting experience will lead to addictive demand. Exciting experience will lead to addictive demand. There is a demand called addictive demand. That is the kind of demand that makes people always call you. I have schools that have been one doing their training every term since 2015 up till now, and in fact, they don't think of any consultants to come and train their teachers. One day I told the proprietor, I said, "Are you not tired of me? If you're not tired of me, I'm tired of you." The woman said, tired? Please, we even want you for 4 days in this one. I said, you cannot finish me. No, I'm sorry. It's just 1 day. And why? Why? Because I have never strived to be demanded for. I don't even know what it takes to be a sought after. I have never. My attention is not on the demand for me or demand for my service. My attention is on the experience that I give each and everybody that comes to my space. A lot of people used to ask me this. I said, "Coach Wale, I don't have clients. I don't have people. What do I do?" I said, "Stop focusing on the people you don't have. Start focusing on the people you have. Give them exciting experience, because exciting experience is what will lead to addictive demand. Those people are the ones that will recommend you. And then when the new set of people come on board, they will stick with you because you are about experience." So I love putting my things in rhymes. So the first to build reputation is your expertise. The second is your expression. The third is your experience. You are an expert by the skill and the competence and the definition that you have. The second is you must express it. We don't know you until you show us you. Until we see you, we don't know you. If you are the best in the country, if you are the best in the globe, we still don't know you. Until you show up, and then we see you. Oh, now when we see you, the experience you give us is what makes us run after you, is what makes us want you more, is what makes us want to see you everywhere. So these three things should be working hand in hand. The reason why a lot of people are not really seeing results from what they have done or what they are doing is because one of these three is missing, or even the three. You can be a teacher and not be an expert. Oh yes, I just said something there. You can be a very good teacher and you are not an expert. Nobody pay for general product. They don't pay much for it. People pay for specialized products. All the teachers that I coach, that I mentor, I ensure that they specialize. Are you an handwriting instructor? Are you an early year person? Are you a preschool expert? Are you an administrator? Are you, which one? Are you a teacher trainer? Are you a parenting coach? Are you a school leaders coach? Are you into school management? Carve something. You can do plenty things, but carve that thing for yourself as an expert and start expressing it. Start expressing it. Start expressing it. And make sure that when people are listening to you, they want more. That is the key.
Coach Wale, hey, we wanted to hear Johnny and stories. Johnny and stories is turning into lecture and hey, oh my God.
see my sister. I don't understand.
Virtually, you have done this one. Oh
my God.
You have done this one. Hey,
Thank
God
you.
Almighty. Thank you very much. Like, I've really, really written a lot. I've really written a lot, more than a page.
Oh, wow.
I had to enter the next page.
Wow.
It's very interesting that we're having this conversation. I've planned to do something with school owners for next year. And then when you mentioned school owners and the things that I said, oh yeah, now. So they are talking behind camera. See, when you have this seed that God has already planted in you, and then you begin to voice it, God will always lead you to the people that you need to work.
That's true.
God will lead you.
That's true.
Because he has not just given you that seed or that idea in isolation. The more you talk about that idea, the more the people that you need to push that idea into
that's
come your way.
Like,
yes. There's so many things I'm talking to you behind camera. We are gonna talk. We are gonna talk, Coach Ryan.
I'm here.
I'm super excited. Before we started this conversation, I was already excited.
Oh my God.
And then having this conversation with you, it's like I just don't even want it to end. Like, literally, whatever has a beginning must have an end. I just wish we can continue. We can continue like this. So, just 2 more questions.
All right.
And then we'll let you
good.
Be.
Yes.
So, can you share a memorable or a rewarding moment in your journey?
Oh, wow.
That has been significant to you.
I have plenty, but I have plenty. Okay. Rewarding. I think I will talk about rewarding. Yes. Memorable. When I was recognized by Ogun State NAPS, yes, that was memorable for me. And so what happened is this. NAPS is National Association of Proprietors of Schools. So there's an association like that. And then anytime I go, I always go to their local governments, the access or local governments to speak, to talk to the chairman and say, please give me a chance. Let me just come and talk to your proprietors in one of your meetings. So there is this day that I was in my house, and then I got a call. And the man told me, I am the, what do they call this? Is it president? I'm the president of so. I said, what? President for the whole state? I said, yes. I'm watching your YouTube video now. I said, yeah. And he told me, he said, we are planning our annual general meeting. He said, it's AGM. It is where all schools come together. Like over 5,000 school owners will be in the meeting. And then we need someone to give the keynote speech. He said, so we had 4 professors on our table to pick from. And so one of the ESCO said, if you know, he said, I have somebody that delivered this keynote speech. And you know what? He's going to daze us. And they said, okay, so who is the boy? He said, he's Coach Wale. So they said, we don't know him. I said, I know you don't know him, but let me send you, and you know, this is the power of expression. I talked about expression the other time. I said, let me send you, in fact, the video that is sent to me, that is sent. So the way I work is that if I record a YouTube video, I take the link and I drop it on my platform. So some people that see that, they click the link and it takes them to YouTube so that they can have, and I make sure that my video is not more than 7 minutes. So that video, I was talking about the school culture. I was talking about the culture of school. The amazing thing is that all of them on that table sat down with that 5-minute video. And then they made up their mind that the theme of the AGM, they crossed it. And they said, this video that is going to be the theme for this AGM. Apart from that, is the speaker. All these professors, don't worry, they will come later. And then that was how I was called. My face was on the booklet that was given to everybody. Hey, my sister, you don't understand. It was like, and then I got there, and the president started talking. All this thing I'm saying, the president shared it like story for everybody. It was memorable. Another memorable one for me was when I was also contacted by the National Coordinator for Association of Christian Schools International, ACSI, Nigeria. Some of these things are remarkable. I just looked at it like, oh my God. Whatever looks like a seed in your hand, if you nurture it, it will grow beyond your imagination. I was contacted, and then I shared stage with the likes of Mama Folu Adeboye, shared stage with some white guys, and and asking me to come and talk about what? Population increase. I'm serious. It was that huge. The rewarding part for me, if you ask me, I will share one. When I went to Bayelsa in 2022, I went to Bayelsa. I was called upon to come and speak to proprietors in Bayelsa, and then booked my flight to Port Harcourt, to and fro, and then they were waiting for me at the airport to take me from Port Harcourt to Bayelsa, and then they took me back to Port Harcourt with flights. I said, what? The kind of honor, the kind of I was even afraid. I'm serious. I was afraid that it's not security or safety. No, I was afraid. I hope these people will not tell me that they won't be able to pay my money. Because I'm going to charge 6 digits. And they paid without even questioning. They just paid straight. School owners. So I've seen some small rewards. I'm trusting God for big rewards next in the coming year. But it has been memorable. It has been rewarding. I can say it.
Wow. Thank you very much, Coach Wale. Thank you very much. Now, do you have final words for upcoming teachers?
Oh, fantastic.
What do you tell? Yeah.
What will I tell upcoming teachers?
Yes.
Let me say it the way it is. Don't be a general teacher. I'm so passionate about it. Don't be a general teacher. Be a special teacher. A special teacher is a teacher that has a specialized area, specialized skill. And notice that you have specialized skill does not mean you are going to have results from it. Right now, knowledge economy. Plug yourself as a teacher into the knowledge economy. There is something called knowledge economy. I've been saying this thing to so many people. Go on Google, type knowledge economy, and just click go. You will see what I'm talking about. The knowledge economy by 2035 is going to be one of the most profitable sector in any country. And I'm not saying in America or in the United Kingdom. In any country, people are going to be paying so much for knowledge that they need to apply to solve their problem. Anybody in knowledge space is going to we are going to be seeing billionaires, just like we have in tech right now. We are going to be seeing billionaires in knowledge space in a short while, in the coming years. Why? Because the more connected we become as a world, the more your knowledge can easily be transported. And then you can get to so many people. So as a teacher, you must not just sit down and said, I'm history teacher because I studied history in university. Please, for God's sake. I'm not saying you should leave history for historians. But if you will take my advice, don't just come up with specialized area just because that was what you studied in your college of education or in university. Come up with something based on the need that you have identified. In fact, if you think you are naturally glued and you are naturally sticked with what you study in school, go and study more in an area of need, an area of knowledge, so that it will give you edge. However, don't stay on that. Start expressing. I want a teacher to have a thinking of a CEO. Oh, yes. Somebody asked me early this year. I said, Coach Wale, if you want to start a school now, tell me the things that you will do if you want to start a school. I said, number one, I will not start a physical school. If I want to start a school now, I'm going to start online school. I'm going to run a full-fledged online school. A teacher must think like owner. A teacher must think ownership before you can create something out of teaching. This era of depending on salary, I think it should end. I'm not saying you should leave your job, but I'm saying also that salary cannot make you a millionaire. That means you can never go for vacation. You can't wake up one morning and say, I want to take my family to United Kingdom and we'll come back. No, we have to do better. We have to think outside the box of wake up in the morning, go to school, teach the children, and come back, or maybe do extra lesson and come home. No, you need to create video courses. Start creating video courses. Start writing books, e-books on areas. I want to meet a teacher and said, Coach Wale, I've published my 3rd book. I'm serious. We just need to put ourselves, we just need to address it the way I'm talking about it. I'm running a program currently on TechUp. I call it TechUp, Teachers Accountability, Career Accountability Program. I'm running for some set of people. I've seen some people that are on TechUp. They are here. You see, that is the aim. That is the essence. You have to live you have to stop living on just your salary alone. And I believe that if a teacher is here and you are above 40, the earlier you start thinking about entrepreneurship, the better. Because no matter how effective you are, when you get to the point of retirement, if the only thing that is in your head is to set up a school, I can tell you, you don't have an advantage. The advantage that educators have right now is in the ability to be enterprising with the citadel or the learning center that they are creating. You must think customers. You must think marketing. You must think business development. You must be able to put certain things in place. Oh yes, that is how a teacher should be thinking currently. Oh yeah. Oh, the maths oracle is talking. I'm part of current tech hub. So I'm saying this because I want you to leave that. A lot of teachers, I'm sorry to say, a lot of teachers are boxed in salary. If they can just pay me 160K, I hope that will sustain you. It can never. It can't. I'm not saying you should leave your job, but I'm saying that you need multiple streams of income. And multiple streams of income doesn't mean you go to another sector. There are so many things you can do in education as an educator that can give you multiple streams of income. I have written books and I make money from it, online and offline. I have made money from book sales today. Because where I went to, they were the one asking for my book, and my book was at the back with one of my staff. Today is Saturday. If I'm a teacher in a school and I'm being invited to a place on Saturday, I can sell my books. I will be given possibly maybe money. I'm here doing online program. I'm running Tech Hub currently. I am doing video courses. I am recording video courses. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm recording video courses. I have a script currently that I'm going to be recording at Pixel and Tony tomorrow by 12 o'clock on child psychology and infancy parenting. I'm doing all this to say that I cannot box myself to one source of income. There are so many things that I can do in the space of education that will really give me so much. I hope with this viewpoint of mine, I have been able to convince you and not to confuse you. That my advice for you as educator, please embrace it and work with it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Coach Wale.
You're welcome.
Like, thank you. These tables that you've chosen today, the essence of this is, someone once told me, the business of education.
Yes.
Yes. That so many times we look at the teaching profession and not the teaching business. There's a business side to it.
Yes, there is.
The earlier we begin to open our eyes to see the business part of it, the better for us.
The better.
And it will now place us on a different level. Because when we are talking about tech and all that and all those things, someone was talking about Introtech. Yes, they are. Introtech was the introduction into technology, but really was Introtech introducing people into technology. So the way Introtech is done and the way tech is done today, you see that there is no correlation. So it's the same way that teaching, the way teaching was done before and the way teaching is done today should be completely different.
Definitely.
On a different place,
I agree perfectly. I agree.
Wow, Coach Wale. If only we had all the time, we just continue this conversation.
Thank you.
Just have to call it today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
And your expertise, your experience,
thank you.
Sharing your journey with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank
These
you.
things we do not take for granted. That's the essence of it. Somebody says, Coach Wale always delivers. God bless you once again for your contribution to the educational space. The Math Oracle, thank you very much. Faith Dalako says, Coach Wale delivered always. Thank you very much, Faith Dalako. Thank you very much, everyone that joined. The Millionaire Teacher Show is a show where teachers and educators come to share their journey and their stories. When you hear these things, it inspires you, it educates you, it informs you, and it leads you on things that you should do and things that you shouldn't do. I'm sure a lot of teachers have not been thinking about the business side of education. And when they hear things like this, they begin to, there's something that is being, a seed that is being sown in their hearts, and they begin to work on it. And then by the next year, we have a completely different person and all that. So thank you everyone for joining. This live show will be published on our YouTube channel, Mary the Millionaire Teacher. That is where we always drop it so that we can go back to watch it at any time, at any point in time. So you just go to Mary the Millionaire Teacher on YouTube and you'll see it during the week. It will be available then. Thank you very much. So as you are going there to watch.
Sorry, somebody just joined your platform now. Millionaire Teacher, you have
my
just joined the platform.
Shansa,
my God.
Hey, Shansa.
Oh God.
Shansa.
Please, let me use this opportunity to appreciate him. He just joined now, and I want to use this opportunity. The first person that inspired me to be able to give me the courage to be able to do some of the things that I do in education space today is Mr. Rotimi Itayo. You see, when you look at that man, you just wonder like, what am I doing with my life? Sir, good evening, sir. You just 1 minute is in education space, the next minute is in banking space, the next minute is on the next flight. So I saved, and I have to say this, I saved some of the pictures that he snaps on when he's traveling. And then I saved it and I put it on my phone, and I told myself that one day I'm also going to snap like this. And I have so many snap pictures like that.
Come on, picture body.
We follow you, sir. We follow you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I can't let out. We are greeting you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What an encouragement.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for joining. Like, I've never personally invited you, but you've been seeing it, and then today you joined. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Coach Wale. It was such an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Talk with us, share with us, and teach us. Like, it was such an interesting conversation. Really, really appreciate you. And then, like I said, we'll see in the camera. We'll see in the camera. Behind the camera. We'll talk about all that things.
All right.
Mr. Rusty says thanks for the kind words.
Thank you, sir. Oh my God.
In a small world, we are all connected. We are all connected.
That's true.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. So this recording will be up on our YouTube channel. Please go and rewatch it again so that you continue to juice out of it. So we come your way next time with another interesting guest. See you and thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, sir. Bye, everyone.